Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Tom.
Hello.
Oh, there's other people here,
There's
is
other
there?
people here. Apparently there's several other people here that are watching us and tuning us in.
Oh, goodness. This is embarrassing.
It's about we weren't expecting this tonight. We were just going to have a chat.
Yeah. Little chit chat, see how it's going.
Yeah, I'm just lost our picture.
Anyway,
There we go. Let me bring this up.
there we go, standard stuff.
Well, no, I've I've
Um,
I've worked out what it is. It's a bit bizarre. If I don't have the Discord screen as my active window, it seems to cut the stream out on the stream. So I just need to make sure that's forefront. So apologies if that does happen. It's not intentional. Just sometimes I actually need to move windows around, and it just disappears for a second. So, but yes, good evening.
typical. Good evening and welcome to Sit, Talk and Hobby, episode 149. So welcome everybody. Those who are new to the stream, basically we sit here, we do some hobby and have a little chit chat and possibly a drink, either alcoholic or some sort of caffeinated drink most of the time. There we go. But yeah, we encourage you to do exactly the same and join in.
Now
So
look,
Tom,
I did a half marathon the weekend. I've earned a couple of days of beer. All right.
no one's judging you, Tom. We all know you have an alcohol problem. It's absolutely fine.
Sorry,
What hobby are you working on tonight?
I'm going to be putting together the Von Vyren's Leapers tonight. So a nice simple one for tonight. And then I'm going to. So I did have a look at my subscription and worked out. So the next stuff I'm going to be getting is 11th of November or 1st of the 11th.
Okay.
I can't remember because they do like American. They interchange the American dates and the UK dates on the Hachette website bizarrely. So I'll double check that, but. So yeah, I'm just doing a bit of that. Thank you, Rules Lawyer. Yes, it was a good run. It was actually a rather rather challenging course than I expected, but it it was all right. And what about yourself, Dom?
Well, I was going to do some transfers tonight on my chosen. However, I can't find them close to hand, so I'll get on with some other bits. Always got more things to paint, Tom. So,
I know. Well, you've got a lot to paint. To be fair, because I know you went on a building
yeah,
spree recently. So,
I have.
and I'm kind of starting my building spree with as these kits arrive. So I'm starting to think kind of what I want to. What I want to paint out of these wonderful selection of models I'm starting to collect. I'm not quite sure yet.
Wide selection of models coming soon,
Yes,
Tom.
yeah.
Yeah, you got enough to be getting on with.
I think.
What about you lovely people in the chat?
Yes.
Sorry, Tom, carry on.
No. I was going to say I think I'm going to have a crack at the Tyranids next, though. If I'm really honest, because I'm really liking the After making this one, I was like, oh, this is quite cool. I've not done a bug army before, so be an interesting, different kind of challenge. I've got the demons on the go still as well. I've been doing a little bit, so I'm still not. I mean, you probably know. I mean, when you look at a model, you kind of go, I've painted it, and it's like, just doesn't look quite right, you know. And it's just like, but I've got to do them, and now I'm sort of stalled a bit. So this is the furthest one along I've got. I'm just
That normal flamer or an exalted flamer?
I think it's normal.
That's a normal flamer.
Yeah, it's all right, but I'm just like, I mean, I'm not too fussed because this was going to be like this army I was going to try the chaff for the army was going to be painted slightly lower quality than some of the centerpiece models. So that was kind of what I was going for. I was just looking for stuff that I could do fairly quickly rather than spending too much time doing it. Because when you do the chaff for demon arms, you end up with lots of it basically. So you kind of have to.
You do.
You have to churn it out. It's a bit like the Orc boys. You kind of have to churn them out, and you have to come up with something that kind of works in a kind of quick manner. So
Yeah, I think that's what contrast paint was invented for.
yes, that's exactly what I've been trying out. I've been trying out what's this called? Doomfire Magenta.
What kind of colour is that? Is that a purpley one or
this one here?
a red?
It's red. I would say it's a dark red pink. I think that's probably the best. I'll try and find the best example. I mean that. No, that's not it. Where's the raw colour? Here we go. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, like a darky red there, isn't it? Oh, nice.
Which is it's nice. It's just trying to get some stuff that works with it because pink kind of goes quite nicely with it, but then don't overdo it. And then I'm trying to use the blue flames because I wanted blue flames with them, but you know, it's, but anyway, just before we get too deep in it, so I'm going to say good evening to everyone who has actually said in chat. So hello, Jack. Hello, friend of Inquisitor. I am doing fine. I'm assuming Dom is doing fine as well. Rules lawyer. Vicky's here. Dave's here. So welcome along. Thank you very much for turning up for another evening of chat shenanigans. Just before we do kick off, I will post in chat a link to our Discord so that you guys can hopefully, if anyone new's listening that hasn't joined it, pop on there. Got some stuff starting to go on there, which we'll go into in a little bit. Captain Jack will be involved with this slightly later. I know we haven't prepared you for that, but we were just talking for the stream, and we see what you've been doing. All right, you've been tearing up the Discord channel, so we'll have to drag you in.
Yeah, have some of that.
So there, that's it. You don't get a choice now. That's it. You're part of the family.
Yeah.
George, I'm not going to put you on the spot or anything. I was just going to explain what you've been doing and just see if we can grab a few more people that maybe haven't been paying close attention to Discord, so they can come a bit more involved with what you've been setting up on one of our new forum channels. So there we go. But yes. But other than that, welcome along, and I hope you enjoy this hour or so of random chat.
Streamy goodness. Stream of consciousness.
That's what we do. So, just having a look. I just realised
essentially
I only just opened this book up. I was just having a quick flick through. These the second edition of the combat trial. I hadn't actually taken out the plastic until this afternoon because I didn't want to open it until I'd started on finished the first model and then moved on and stuff. So,
but is it a good read?
Oh, I mean, it's got the information that is required in it. That's what I'd put there. It does explain a lot of things. They've got some interesting. I don't know if you saw these. These are quite interesting. They've got like naming tables for Tyranids, which I find weird because obviously they're not really. I don't know. Feels weird naming a Tyranid.
Yeah. Not really individuals, are they?
No, I mean, to be fair, when you look at the names that you can give them, they are fairly kind of weird. It's like you roll number 1, the Crimson.
Yeah.
And then you roll on the second table, the Crimson Horrors, or the Terror, Crimson Terrors, that kind of thing. So it's very more of a kind of something you'd allocate to one of these creatures, I think, as a guardsman might view them.
Yeah, exactly. It might work in a smaller scale game like a combat patrol.
Exactly. That's yeah. So obviously these like the Von Raren Leapers, that's kind of their thing. So because it's interesting, they've got like a mission. They do missions in here as well, and it's literally 3 Von Raren's Leapers versus the Terminator Captain. That is their example mission. So there we go.
Oh, nice.
But I'm not we'll play through them, but
a very quick game, possibly.
Well, I don't know. I think it could go either way. I suppose that's the idea. So I need 1, 2, and 3. I think I can still count. There's number 1. I found it.
We shall see.
I found number 1. But yes, I've just been getting a little bit back into the 40k hobby a bit more because I've had a fairly busy week or two just with other things. So this has been just coming back to these has been quite nice. It's a nice simple thing to tick off and get done. Because sometimes you need that.
Yep.
Just something a bit easy.
Hobby goodness, Tom. Sometimes you give me a hobby goodness, and it's all well and good. Yeah, I've been somewhat under the weather the last week or so. So my hobby has been extremely limited. I'll just be like, I'll pick up a model. I'm like, yep, this is definitely a model. I'll put this back down.
No, that's fair enough. We all have that. It's just, I think we've always said that when you're ill, sometimes hobby can help, but sometimes it's just depending on what kind of illness your ailment is, it can be quite a hindrance because, especially if you've got like brain fog, it's quite difficult to do that kind of stuff. I think.
Absolutely. I remember when I was pretty poorly before, and I can't remember what was wrong with me. I was in bed for a week or so, and I tend to feel like even like phoning up work, I feel guilty about it. Like you don't want to be ill.
Yeah,
it's not great at home. you don't really want to be that liability that's like oh, I don't feel well. So wasn't great. However, when I was ill, this is years ago, and had just started my Necron army, I remember like being stuck in bed, feeling terrible, and then in my bedside cabinet, I had 30 Necron Immortals, Tom, and I
And
would
what did you
literally
do,
just go,
Dominic?
oh, and I'd be like, do a bit of painting, and then I'd hear like, can't remember how long ago this was. Yeah, I think I'd hear someone coming upstairs, and I'd be like, oh, back in the drawer.
Hopefully long enough ago it doesn't get you in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, it's a long time. I don't even know when I started playing doing this Necron army. I think probably 8th edition. I started with the army.
Okay, yeah, might be about right. Yeah.
So yes, I remember. Yeah, and that's my fond memory. I look at my Immortals and I went, I remember painting you all just laying in bed. It's like, oh,
Well, other people were taking care of me. Oh,
yeah,
ooh,
yeah. Because it's so boring as well. You're just sitting there. You're
Oh,
like, I can't watch anything else.
I,
I can't.
yeah. I think it's
I've
almost worse
Netflix is
when you
killing me.
can't do anything and you're that ill because you
Mm,
actually you kind of feel like I at least want to be minorly productive at something. Good.
yes. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I can't. And I found myself kind of going, I can't really get any more sleep because it will like really mess up my sleep cycle more. Because you don't want to be awake at like 2 in the morning going, really should be sleeping now, but I'm not tired at
And
all.
hello, Felpire. Thank you for coming along. Uh,
Hello.
and what we've got here. So rules says I'm not doing anything tonight, but I have been basing my vast horde of old world orcs and goblins. Ooh, there you go. That's a good project.
Mm.
And Friend Neighbour says, "Are you kidding? It's my sole goal in life to be a burden to my job." Well, hope your job don't read this. So, I mean, they'd have to be really looking into you to come across a
Yeah.
stream where we might mention
Check
your
all his social
nickname
media.
online and then work out that's you. No, but it's funny though with the guilt thing at work because I feel that as well. I think I know some people don't, but I always feel guilty when I can't go into work. I know I probably shouldn't do because I'm just ill and that's just the way it rolls. But it's like I always feel like maybe I could just push and get into
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah. I
I'm
could just do it.
okay, and then you think, but everyone's going to whinge at me that I'm ill and at work and then making them ill.
That's the thing as well. You feel bad. Like
Yeah.
I pushed myself through last week. I was like, I've just got to get to Friday. I've just got to get to Friday, and I'll be absolutely fine. And then I got home Friday, and I was like, I'm not moving now. I'm done. I'm done now.
That's it.
I'm
You've got
fucking out.
yeah. You'll have a bit of time off.
Yeah. I need a nap.
little
Yeah.
nappy nap.
Little nappy nap. God, I do like a nap, Tom.
I don't know.
Oh,
I haven't quite mastered the nap yet.
it's
I
really easy. You just got to close your eyes
yeah. See,
normally.
that's it. I don't know. I just I can't. It's yeah. I mean, unless I've done something. I mean, obviously, like when we went on that walk the other month, I definitely had a nap when I got in from there because I was
Mm.
absolutely shattered. But I tend to find it takes quite heavy physical exertion for me to have that need to go. I'm just going to have a sleep out of my normal sleep cycle. I don't know what it is. I've never been that kind of. I'm just going to
Well,
grab 5Zs.
yeah. Oh no, I'm all about a good nap, Tom. I love having a nap. Well, it's like normally not on purpose. I can see myself going sometimes. I'll sit on the sofa and I just put my feet up and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Just like,
Slip off to
oh,
sweet,
oh,
sweet serenity.
and wake up. It's 10 p.m. and you're like, I've got to go back to sleep now. Damn it!
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's the
what,
difference. I've got kids. They are more than happy to wake me up.
I bet they are. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the difference. Their mother, they will go, oh, mummy, oh, let me put a blanket on you. There we go. Oh, we'll give you a cuddly toy. There we go. Me, like, literally, bam,
Oi,
jump.
Dad, wake up!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Sad
playtime.
times. Yeah. Sad times, Thomas.
Well,
And rules alert, I don't nap. Well, you're missing out. Just try and nap, people. That's what I say. Just
there we go.
have a little power nap. promoting
Black
napping.
Toe Studios new initiative, the Nap Initiative.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a free a free video, no adverts in it. It's just our soft voices going, oh, you look very tired. Yes. Close your eyes. You deserve this. Quiet.
Dom, we're not doing an ASMR stream, all right? You'll send everyone to sleep, and no one's going to be watching us in a minute. What's that there?
There
say?
we go.
Why do Dom's kids are somehow more British than him with that voice?
Yep.
I can assure you they're very British. That you can't stop them. You know.
No, they wear Union Jacks all the time. It's very embarrassing. Yeah. Naps are the best. Thank you, Jack. Rules are more likely to 40 hours in a bed the following night than to nap. That's each to their own. Each to their own.
I was going to say, I think it's very. I think napping is a very personal thing. I think some people do it, some people don't, and it's just that's just the way it is. So
I think it's a form of, depending on the nature of the nap. This is a good topic. It can be out of tiredness. It can just be, for me, I've had a nap at work before, my lunch break, not while off work.
Good to clarify that, Dom. I just
a little power. Honestly, like where I used to work, there was a nice outside space under a couple of trees, and I would happily just sit out there, put a little alarm on my phone so I wouldn't overnap, and I just have a little nap for like 15 minutes, and it was so refreshing. Just have a little power nap and bam, back in.
See, I have heard that. That it is good for the, I suppose, just for getting that little. It's like a mini reset in the day to sort of get yourself up to speed. So I do get it. I just never really. I'm much more of a. I think one of my colleagues explained me very well today. We were talking about sort of work ethic and work stuff like that, and he said, well, I know Tom. He's much more at home when he's lightly under stress. And I was like, that is probably quite true. I like a bit of light stress because it keeps me, because I find that's when my focus kicks in, is under light stress. I don't want heavy stress, but a bit of light stress. I just find I work better because I feel like there's a little bit of a, it's like not always like a goal or something to strive for. I like that kind of level of, just something that keeps you kind of in the game, so to speak. I like that little bit of
focus.
Exactly, exactly. But
you need a bit of focus. I think that's the same with most people, though. I think a lot of people just need that. You don't want to be just coasting along, and not feel yourself feeling any pressure. You need something just to spark you, and then you can just run with it, rather than kind of going.
100%. I agree with that 100%. I think if you're too comfortable, it can become a bit of a. I think it becomes a bit of a chore what you do sometimes if you're too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Yeah, I know some people might say the other way, but it's just the way I feel. So
everyone just needs a bit of fear in their lives.
That's a little bit fear. The fear of being sacked.
Yeah, constantly. I think that's the way it should be.
I don't know. Sounds a bit
work gone up is literally a lifesaver. Yeah.
There we go. Another.
Absolutely.
No, fair enough.
Or I used to do that at work. I'd have my pickup truck, my old green one, and I would just sit in the back, have my lunch. It's like, oh my gosh, so nice, so nice. Yeah. So there you go. How's your assembly work going, Tom?
I've almost finished one. These are a bit weird to put together, but I don't know if it's just me. I'm trying to work out if this is supposed to go. Oh God. Yeah, I think it is supposed to go like that. Jesus. Hopefully I'll be able to show this in just a second. Just trying to work out how this bloody snap fit thing goes together. It's a bit bizarre. It doesn't want to fit in the provided receptacle. Oh no. Is that it? There. Is that it? Doesn't look right. Yes, that's it. There it is. Now the other side's fallen out. Oh my God, Dom.
Is it a bit of a pickle, Tom?
It's just too many arms.
That's a problem with Tyranids. They don't conform.
There's just too many
right amount
bloody
of
arms.
Sometimes they're like, we'll have weapon arms, we'll have admin arms, we'll have eating arms.
This
Just
one
not
is
on.
just very interesting. Is it supposed to go up like? I suppose it is supposed to go like this. Actually, yeah, that's what the problem is. I think I didn't go. Nope, that's still not fitting. Come on, God damn it!
Do it.
I think that's right.
But oh, Tom, I did message you the other day, because I was feeling a bit rubbish. I was on the sofa and I thought to myself,
Yes.
what will make me feel better? What will make me feel better that I can watch? And I watched our Apocalypse game,
Yes.
the last one, and I messaged you, and I can't remember word for word what I said,
Oh, you would
but
say, yeah.
I did essentially say along the lines of, I really like our game. It was a lot of fun watching it, and I enjoyed our little bit of banter and jokes. And I hope it came across to other people who watched it, because it was really nice watching it and just seeing how much fun we were having playing it. And I was like, yeah, these are fun games.
Yeah, I think sometimes going back and watching it, you kind of maybe don't remember everything, and you're like, oh, because obviously, I think one of the problems is when you're filming content, sometimes you get so caught up in the filming element of it, you don't necessarily appreciate what's necessarily going on right at that moment, and then you watch it back, and you go, oh, actually, yeah, because as I said to you, I think I actually that the last one we had, I really enjoyed that one. There was just something really good fun about the whole thing. So I think I think you're right. I think it it felt like a very good game overall. And we were just commenting that it would be nice to hopefully that you guys that came across when you watch it, because I know it's
Yeah,
hard for us to tell. So
absolutely. It's like how
I've
much of
now
it,
seen what the problem is. God damn it! Sorry.
how much of it is our own egos that going, oh yeah, that was really good
Yeah.
fun, and like we're not seeing it from a different perspective. But I'm kind of, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a fun game, like both style wise, the aesthetic, the grand visuals of it.
Yes. Much. Yeah.
The game was pretty well balanced, I thought. I was
Yes.
looking at the scores, and the scores were going all over the place. So, I mean, there are a couple of points that we could have a conversation. I was like, maybe, should have done that differently, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But I think 90% of the game, I was like, yeah, that was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can't wait for next time.
Yeah. So we need to get. To be fair, we need to get another one in the diary actually.
Mm.
Because it's been. I mean, it's fair. It hasn't been too long because we've done one this year, haven't we? So we're kind of. I know we try. We always try and do at least one a year, because they are quite a logistical nightmare sometimes to get sort of ready.
Mm.
But they are. Yeah. They are. They do have a good payoff. That's the thing. That's why they're worth doing. So it's just getting getting that full weekend of time to actually do it properly. Because if we try and do it
Absolutely.
over a single day, it just doesn't work. You have to have 2 days. It's a minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah. Because we've got both.
sorry, go on.
No, you go.
No, I was going to say I know you were talking about potentially another individual who sometimes joins chat. You might be doing in a game with them. And you wanted me to have a little filming session.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting, won't it? Likewise, if you wanted to have a game with someone, I'd be more than happy to do the videoing of it. And
Yes.
I've also was thinking you could add an element of a GM into
Yes.
the APOC game, where you can have random like a random, not major
No, but just
random
stuff
thing,
to sort
but
of.
something that might happen, and narrate the story from a non-biased point of view. From like we always have a bit of fun with our little narrations as we go.
Of course you do.
But
Or
yes,
when one of
hopefully,
us leaves the room, you might say something that you don't hear until you watch it back on camera. That kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that happened a few times,
I know.
and will continue to happen,
Of
Tom.
course it will, and I don't mind. Maybe that's actually why I leave the room.
Yep. Oh my goodness. It'll come around.
But yeah. So yeah, obviously that is. And I just wanted to clarify that I'm more than happy to do so. So
Yeah.
because I especially with the matchup that you're proposing, because I think it's a
Mm.
very iconic matchup. Obviously, I'm not gonna say anything right now because I want it to be a bit of a surprise when it comes out. So, but yeah, so just keep an eye out, guys. Because you haven't even given me a date yet, so I have no idea when that's happening. So,
No, we'll sort something out.
if you could sort of do that, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We use the keywords.
I don't do any Lord of the Rings stuff. We'll set people off about Rings of Power.
Oh yeah, oof. Heated topic. So, guys, if you've watched one of our Apocalypse games, please let us know how you find it. Like,
Yeah.
because we don't put any form of act on or anything like that. It's literally just us being silly most
Indeed.
of the time, and it's just so much fun. Because I think when people first start doing Apocalypse games, you've you got that element of like, oh well, this has got to kill this, and if this dies, I'm not going to be happy. But everything just dies, and we just have so much
You
fun
have to
doing
accept it. It's one of those. I think it's the unwritten rule of pockets. Just accept things are going to get destroyed, and the quicker you do that,
Yeah, the quicker you destroy everything on the board, the better it is for everyone involved.
So yeah, definitely keep an eye out. We'll get another one soon. Don't worry. I think we'll probably due one in the new year. I reckon. I think that's probably the best bet.
Mm. Yeah, are you guys happy with like us? Like our Apocalypse games do tend to 99% of the time be Chaos versus Imperium. However, we have got other factions. Like I can play Imperium if I needed to, and, and Tom can play Chaos
To a
if
certain
he
degree.
needed to. Yeah, yeah. I
No,
mean, it won't be on the same scale that
no,
we currently have.
100% off. But you get. To be fair, I was actually thinking about it too. Obviously, I've got Night Lords, I've got
Yep.
Chaos Demons, and
Oh,
I've got Death Guard. So there's a fair. I could definitely do. I reckon I could push up to maybe 8,000 points, roughly. Maybe. It's hard to tell because I haven't really totaled up my Night Lords in a long time, to be honest, because they've really been a little bit out of favour for me because I haven't really felt the drive to do anything with them because I wasn't quite sure where I want to go with them. If I'm totally honest, that's just the way. That is though.
And I feel exactly the same for my guard. That I'm kind of like, I have no idea how many points I got my guard. So yeah, I wouldn't know, and yeah, I've kind of fallen. I wouldn't say fallen out completely with them, but once they released all the new models, I was like, oh, do I get new models out for them, or do I keep my current models? I don't know what I'm doing with them. But yeah, I've also got my Sister Battle. I've got my Inquisitor model from Warhammer TV that came through the other day.
Oh yeah, I've got to sort that out as well because I'm still waiting on one of them.
Yeah.
I'll just follow up actually. See what they're doing right now is they're trying to tempt us to play 30k. I don't know if you noticed that in the chat the other day in Discord. There was some gradual baiting of let's do 30k armies.
30k fun.
I think I love the idea of 30k, but I don't think I can bring myself to do it at the moment. But if I was going to, I would probably just carry my Night Lords on because, as I said, I made them in appropriate levels of armor to actually do that. That was one of my side goals on it. Swap armies one year. Dom plays Dom's Chaos and Dom plays Templars. That could be quite fun.
Yeah, jeez.
Could get all those units killed that I want to.
What? The vultures on the front line with no backup. No.
It's almost like
I felt a bit sad actually because I rewatched it and I thought because it was just before the Codex came out. So yeah, there was no vulture in this one, unfortunately.
Of course, yeah, because they didn't have the jumper guide, did they? I mean, I would let you play it, obviously. So if you really wanted to, not a problem. I mean, we play so many illegal units anyway.
That's how we roll, Tom. Illegal units.
Rules says, show us your Night Lords. What models do you have? Oh, well.
Get your Night Lords out, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rules wise. So the Night Lords, right? So when I originally did them, I bought them when me and Don were pondering about starting to do a heresy themed army each, because Don was going to do Dark Angels at the time because we wanted to do Dark Angels versus Night Lords as a kind of a. Because I think there was a fairly big combat area with them that they had, and we were trying to pick something a bit different to what everyone else was doing because everyone was going with lots of main factions, and we thought, oh, these two are quite interesting, and I thought, oh, I'll give Night Lords a go. color scheme was horrible to paint. I quite enjoyed it towards the end of it. But basically, yes, they are all. I picked stuff purposely that were not like properly chaosified, and they were, they would. It was all Mark 3, Mark 4, with some of the bat helmets and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff, and all of the tanks and stuff I bought from pretty much were from 30k stuff. So, what's the name of it?
Sakaran?
No, I had the one with the big,
Sakaran?
with the big
Venerator?
Venator,
It's
wasn't it?
Sakaran
Yeah,
Venerator.
Venerator,
Venator,
yeah, Venator. Yeah, I had one of those in there. I had a Storm Eagle. I think it's a Storm Eagle. I always get confused. Not the massive one. Yeah, because I think it's the Stormbird's the big one, isn't it? The Storm Eagle's the small one with the rockets on it. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Fire Raptor and the other one, aren't they?
Correct.
They're the little ones.
That's it. Yeah. And a few other, and basically it was squads. I had a lot of Raptors in it. And yeah, various other things like that. So I try to keep them fairly. I'm saying the Raptors are technically 40k Raptors. They're not 30k Raptors. Actually saying that, so they are a bit. Isn't the Storm Eagle a jet bike? Let me just check. 1 second. I'll look it up because I always get these ones confused because they've got too many Storm titled.
Stormy Boys. Storm Eagle, a jet bike.
It is the Storm Eagle. Yeah. Yeah, the Storm Eagle assault gunship.
Indeed.
There's one with the missiles on the top and the guns, and it's a bit like the Storm Raven, but in a kind of
more of a 30k look.
Yeah, exactly. I love the model. Actually, I bought it off. I don't think Daryl's in chat tonight, but I bought it off a friend of ours called Daryl quite a while ago because he didn't want it, and I think he was going to Death Guard it at the time, but I took it off his hands because he didn't want it, and I thought it was a really cool unit to have for the Night Lords. I was thinking about the Dawn Eagle. Yeah, there you go. Friendly neighborhood was a Dawn Eagle. Yes, that's right. Rules are exactly that one. That's the boy. That's all pretty much painted. But yeah, so I even went as far as this. I bought the transfer sheets for the 30k version of Night Lord. So I got all the lightning bolts on the transfer sheets, and I've started putting them on the models and stuff like that. It was turning out quite nice. But again, I think because we were only playing 40k with it in the end, and at the time Chaos was I think in the doldrums a little bit when I was kind of collecting them. I didn't quite gel with it too much because I just couldn't get into playing them at the time. But it's definitely something I want to revisit. I'm not going to get rid of them. They're still, I think, a really cool looking army. So I will Absolutely. I'm not getting rid of it. So yeah, they will come back. It sounds like you're almost there with a Heresy Night Lord. Exactly. So I already have one. I don't have to collect one.
There you go.
Because I did.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got rid of all my Dark Angel stuff. But I was looking the other day, and my Renegade Guard I could probably run as militia because the rules are quite similar in a lot of ways. So a lot of the units just put them across.
Well, your Renegade Guard's quite close to a 30k army anyway, I think, isn't it? Pretty much. So
yeah.
And all your vehicles are 30k base as well, aren't they? Because you've got like the Minotaur, haven't you?
I've got the Minotaur. Yep. I've got the Basilisks and some Russes and stuff. So I'd quite happily use those as 30k bits. But yes, I don't know. I like the idea of 30k. Mission rules made for Renegade. There you go. But it's just the practicality. I like everything I've seen of it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I quite like it. But yes, I wouldn't know, to be honest, at this point.
You can have Beastmen and a whole kit and Beastmen. Dom did actually talk about doing Beastmen at one point. Actually, I do remember this came up with that. Didn't you have some?
I was going to do Beast. This is like ages ago.
Yeah. I know it was
8th or 9th edition. I was thinking of doing Beastmen as cultists. Because I was like, that'd be really cool. Have some like Beastmen as like World Eater cultists kind of thing. You could use them as jackals, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love a good jackal.
I think they'd be nicer looking than the current jackals to paint as well.
Oh, I mean, most things probably are.
Ugh. Gosh, Tom, they're horrible models.
I know. I'm sorry about Christmas, mate.
No, they're back. There's more.
Gonna get you so many of them. Just going to the store. How many jackals can you get me in 2 weeks?
Uh,
So there, so.
you can have the big Beastman kill team to 40k. Yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah, they're pretty cool actually. I do like those models.
Number 15. Almost got there with the second one now. Once I worked out that I put these things on the wrong legs, it makes sorry, the wrong holes on the body. It makes a lot more sense how this goes together.
Yeah, makes it a bit easier just to push
Well,
it together.
it's interesting because when you read the obviously the instructions here, they give you that kind of line to the points. But the Von Ryan Leapers have three three on each side, and sometimes it's not particularly clear what they're saying. Which side they're supposed to go on, or which hole they're supposed to end up in, because there's it's too many. But it's okay. This is all sorted now. So yeah, 30k maybe in the future, but yeah, at the moment probably not right now. I think for both of us because we've got too much going on.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think, like, for me, the attraction isn't necessarily in the game rules.
Yeah.
And the models, yeah, obviously you've got to be attracted to the models to get them. But for me, it's more the player base. Yeah. And so the likes of like Sigma, Lord of the Rings, Heresy, I are probably more attracted to in some ways because you kind of hear the accounts of the events and you go, oh, well, they all seem to have a really nice time. No one's getting too stressed about it.
Yes, no one's too stressed about certain things. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh, that sounds quite nice. So yeah, that's the thing that attracts me. It's like the player base. I think, from my understanding, is they're all quite positive player bases.
That makes sense. To be fair, I do hear that generally as well. I think because as we've discussed previously, 40k is very competitive orientated in events at the moment. So you kind of have to take that as you play it. You know, that's just the way. If you're going to play it, you have to kind of accept that to a certain degree. We're going to change that though.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely, Thomas.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Teach them all a lesson.
Teach them all a lesson.
Yeah. We'll play against someone that has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. We're coming at you with our ignorance.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There you go.
Guys, from your experience, what game system has an amazing player base?
Yeah,
or that you've heard an amazing player base? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I think Rules Lawyer is going to be, yeah.
Bam, straight on it.
Yeah. I think he was already typing the answer before. He's a very enthusiastic chap about this, which I very much respect. Very cool to listen to you talk. I think you got some other people quite interested in it over the last couple of weeks as well. And Blood Bowl apparently has an amazing player base. I've never tried Blood Bowl still.
Really?
Nope. Never tried it.
I quite like Blood Bowl. I've played it in such a long time. At this point, you could almost go, I played it in probably like 20 odd years, which is scary, really scary. Like saying that out loud. But it's a fun game just to pick up and go, I'll give it a game and see what happens, etc.
Yeah.
Like a proper league, or it's one of those ones that I'm kind of like, just get a team. If you really like a team, pick it up, paint it, and then you got it there, and then it's probably going to be valid for a lot of the time anyway. But yes, guys, what's from your experience? What other game systems have amazing player bases?
What's this? 27 and 23. That's what I need. So I'm just reading numbers out loud now. It's just Ethan trying to work it out in my own head. And while we're sort of those questions coming in, so I'd like to do a little shout out to Captain Jack, who took it upon himself to come up with a few ideas on sort of a pledge system and kind of like a little initiative, which I think has been now dubbed the War Toadies, a kind of initiative, which is currently in Discord. I have set up a special forum for him to continue to basically put lots of positivity into the scene and making very cool little kind of threads and pledges on various people's armies and things like that, and also challenges and things like that. And obviously very appreciative that you've put in a lot of time. That you seem very enthusiastic about it. So I'm really happy for you to sort of, we are very happy for you to run with any of these ideas that you've been sort of coming up with. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, if you do go into the Discord channel, you'll find a new section called the War Toadies. Actually, just make sure I'll give you the exact name because I've just
Tales of the
War
Toadies.
Toadies. That's the one. Tales of the War Toadies. And you'll find several threads that have already started to spring up with various things from some of the members of the community. And if you are new to this and want to go and have a little bit more look at that, go into here's a link to our Discord. And I can see several people have already sort of jumped in there and started adding a lot of their ideas, their armies, what they want to do with it. I think it's a really cool idea. And I think me and Don were talking about what we could do to sort of help with it. We want to try and encourage people to get involved with it because actually, I think it's a really good initiative to get people involved with the hobby, B, us, and C, with just doing stuff around the hobby, which is more personalised to them. Because obviously we set challenges and stuff like that, and and ultimately we're asking you to potentially do something you're not really that interested in and things like that. But we can maybe come to a kind of get a consensus based off this, where maybe you carry on what you're doing, but maybe we can dip in there occasionally and make some pledges up for people to do on more of a personal basis, so they can kind of feel a bit more involved with what they're doing and not making it so overall generic all the time. So definitely something we're going to have a conversation about. So just bear that in mind. I know Jack has got some kind of elaborate score table he's coming up with to keep track of all this. I may leverage some of my wonderful IT brain to actually give you something maybe electronic that you can play around with to have people update, or you update remotely so everyone can see it on a web page. Because we've got a web page. I know people probably don't go to it because it really was just kind of a placeholder for us, so we could have our domain name and our email address. But we've got something that we have we actually have set up. It just sits there kind of ticking over. It's more of a point of contact for people. But if we can put some stuff up on there, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Jack, well done. To be fair, rules is quite correct. You're going to get a round of applause now. Come on, Don, put that brush.
Yeah, ready,
Here we
steady, go! Clap.
And welcome, Andy Ashby. Welcome as you come into a round of applause, which wasn't actually for you. No offense.
No, Andy, sorry. Really awkward. Yeah, so welcome, Andy. Also, going back a little bit to Jack's statement there, Turnip is meant to have some fun players. Tom, have you heard about Turnip?
Turnip?
Yes.
No, I have not heard about Turnip.
Okay, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. But Tom, Turnip is a Napoleonic-esque steampunk
Right,
game.
Okay. Interesting.
Where it basically is root vegetables
Okay.
who have decided that they need to wage little wars. And
Naturally.
so the models are mainly kit bash models.
Okay.
Where they are Napoleonic vegetables. And from my understanding and what I've seen, Turnip 28 it looks absolutely bonkers and amazing at the same time. It has got an amazing player base, and it's kind of one of those games where the creator, I'm going to try.
Pardon me, you did tell me about this the other week. I just forgot the name. It's now coming back to this as someone reasonably local to us, isn't he?
I think he was in Eastbourne. Yes. I don't know if he's still in Eastbourne.
No, yeah, but I remember you.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember you going on about this.
Yeah. So he's basically kind of done this thing where it's for the fan base, and he's kind of like, he's not trying to make too much money out of it, just enough to keep the lights on and invite people in. And I just, I think it's amazing.
A very different feel to what we're kind of usually buying into. Yeah.
Yeah, I may, maybe early GW, like 80s GW, possibly, but I think even then that's a push. I think he's kind of really put out for the community, which I think's astounding. So yes, that is Turnip 28. So well done.
You'll
Let's talk about a game that
you'll
isn't
have to
always Games
excuse me for
Workshop,
1 second.
where he doesn't turn his mic off and he's going for a wee. Have a Naked Gun moment here, ladies and gentlemen. Trench Crusade is another new tabletop game. If Turnip has all the silliness of Warhammer, Trench Crusade. Oh, nice. French Crusade. That rings a bell. Maybe it just keeps appearing on my French Crusade. Let's Google that quickly. Oh, gosh, that looks very grim dark. That's artwork. That's a Kickstarter.
And I'm back.
Sorry, I keep coughing, guys.
Pardon
Looks
me.
very cool, Rules Lawyer. Welcome back. Go anywhere nice?
No.
Fair enough.
A call of
Fair
nature.
enough. Call of nature. Very cool, Tom. I'm glad you actually made it to the toilet this time.
Thank you. I didn't just. No, let's not go there. Well, this is going on this side.
Yeah, I just think there's lots of nice little projects out there.
It's like we never really started on our Napoleonic armies, did we? I know we bought like a little set each, but I just don't. It's annoying, really, because I kind of really wanted to try it, but I'd never quite got the drive to really get cracking with it. I did buy
I think the problem is, Tom, I think because it's normally just you and me doing this.
Yeah.
But if we had a group of people that also invested in it, you kind of boost each other on a bit, and you kind of go, oh well, I haven't got time to play, Tom, because our calendars have unaligned or whatever. But you might have someone else that goes, oh, I'll give it a go, and so you can kind of like get more oomph behind it.
Yes, yeah. Because I must admit, actually, obviously, I think I've played quite a few. I've played quite a few games recently, actually, because I played pool the other weekend, actually. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about that, Tom?
Yeah, okay. I had to be fair, I had a very good game with my Templars. I'm not going to lie. Because I think this is the list I played with you on stream with a few alterations on it, and I really enjoyed myself, actually, because it just started to work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it also comes down to what we were talking about. I felt a bit, like this is a bit too good in some respects, if that makes sense. Some of the units were a bit like, oh, that was. I mean, I like the fact I'm absolutely destroying certain things, but I felt a bit bad.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Well, you suddenly find yourself kind of going, I'm enjoying this, but
I hope the other person is. I hope the other person's enjoying it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, no, I had a good game, and I was actually also I had a game against Vicky as well at a similar time frame, and it was all we had a good game. She played her World Eaters again. She's getting a lot better, actually. So well done, Vicky, if you're still watching. I think you started to remember some of your rules much quicker, and sort of just getting more into the sort of playing it, I suppose, a bit more semi-regularly now. So we're trying to play a few more games at the moment. So we're going to try and potentially have another game this weekend.
Amazing.
So
that's good.
Because it's quite cool just to sit there, especially if your wife's actually into the same hobby you are, you should probably embrace it a bit more, and just so you can actually sort of enjoy it and play some good games as well. It's always good to have an on standby opponent whenever you need one.
I want to try this out. Come here.
Come here. I want to destroy your army. Don't worry about it.
Yep. I think it is good that you can have that thing in common and play more games.
Yes. Because it's one of those things. Getting time to play is can be quite a time's quite precious if you want to try and play a lot of games. You have to try and fit them in around a lot of things that go on in your life, and if you've got time to do it in kind of normal time, it's really good. They are. Vicky says, "Thanks, got my list ready." Oh, you have you? I think she might want to try and beat me this time. Not going to happen. I'm just going to amp my other list up a bit more.
Yep.
Because the other thing we've got a team game coming up in end of November.
We have indeed.
Slightly weird points allocation.
Nathan Fury are back.
Yeah, but at a point, so we haven't really played for quite a few years. It's 1,500, isn't it? So
yeah,
750 aside for us together. Templars, and I assume you're doing
welcoming it, Tom, because it's a nice change as well. Because otherwise, you just keep taking the same list all the time. So it makes it a bit more interesting to mix it up and do something a bit more different and exciting.
I agree. I must admit, I was very tempted to add certain things into my list, and I've decided I'm not going to. I'm going to. I think you're not going to either. I think you're going to play something equally as silly as I'm going to play. So.
You're going to play silly.
And then we're going to win it.
Yeah.
We're going to win it with the silly.
Yeah. All those servitors. Charge!
Yeah. So just candle wielding servitors from the Black Templar battle barges. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. They finally.
If I could take cherubs, I'd have an army of cherubs. Flying dead babies.
But I've been looking at potentially something to do with Terminators. Might be quite fun. I think I showed you one of the ones I was thinking about.
Yep.
But I'm not quite sure. I'm really pondering about looking at some of the units I don't use, and trying to think if I can make them into something that might be quite entertaining. I think about maybe bringing even like Outriders. Don't cry.
Let's not get too silly here, Tom.
Or I could do, or a Dreadnought army.
Outriders. I mean, Dreadnought. It'd be quite nice if we had something that we could just completely spam.
I mean, the nice thing is, because I've got, obviously, I can take 2 Brutalises, a Redemptor, and then I've got all the other dreads that I've got knocking about that I can use as well. So, you know. So
those dreads just spinning around.
Admittedly, Dreadnoughts took a bit of a hit because we lost all of our special ones recently, sadly, that we can use in tournament play anyway, which was a bit of a shame. So obviously, I know Dom obviously had. It's so bad. I've actually forgotten Leviathan. That's the one I'm looking for. You had a Leviathan. I had 2 Leviathans. They are no longer playable in the.
Oh yeah, I mean they've not been playable for a while,
No.
but then, I mean, luckily for us Chaos players, we've only ever had 1 Walker that we can take.
Yeah.
And they haven't taken that away from us yet. But you loyalist players, all your stuff. You lost about half a dozen different types of Dreadnought, and you still got half a dozen.
I know. That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, obviously, we've still got the standard Dreadnought you can take. So yeah, I'll just mix them in. I haven't got my Ironclads anymore, sadly. I love the Ironclad. That was one of my favourite Dreadnoughts. It was so stupid, but really cool. But yeah, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Take a couple of Tech Marines and just take Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, why not?
Nice, easy carry.
Yeah, just chuck all your Dreadnoughts on the board.
Yeah.
Watch people go, why have you done this?
And then I go, I don't know, as they get blown apart in turn 1.
I just like Dreadnoughts.
I just like them. They're pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely I'm looking for, because obviously I've got because I've gone with the premium Combat Patrol magazine. I'll be getting another Redemptor as well shortly, which would be nice.
Is that the Snapfit one?
Yeah.
The plasma one?
No, I don't think it's the plasma one. I think it's the. I think the Snap one's normally the Gatling one.
Oh, okay.
Which is fun because I haven't got that one, so I'm happy to do that. So, what's to go on here? Take a list with the Stalker in it.
Yeah, the anti-air one, Tom.
I mean, that's gone. That's not there anymore, is it? They got rid of that.
What?
I'm going to check actually. Hang on a second.
How dare they get rid of the Stalker?
The most overutilized unit in the Space Marine Codex. Let's have a look here. I think they dropped it. Yeah. Yep, it has. It's gone. There is no more stalker.
I feel sorry for the stalker.
Yeah, I
Do you
mean,
know how many people must have kicked off about that? None. No one. No one kicked
I
off
still
about
remember. I remember painting it up because I said because Vicky, sorry, Don bought it for like I think it was a Christmas present one year,
Yeah.
and I spent sort of ages doing it. I was like, oh, do I want it? Yeah, I've got to paint this up. I want to paint it. It's, but every time I looked at it, the most frustrating thing is I thought it was a really cool unit with a nice purpose, but no one takes bloody flyers. And at the time, if you remember, it had all the benefits for shooting just flyers because obviously that's what it's
A
designed
bit like
was.
the Hydra.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously they got rid of that rule where they just gave it like anti-fly, but it can still shoot things normally, but you've got more bonuses against flyers, which I think is actually a much nicer way of doing it, by the way, because it's not like you couldn't just churn a Hydra on a bunch of troops in front of it. You know,
Yeah, mush them all up.
Yeah, precisely. It's silly that they kind of went, oh no, you can only shoot flyers that effectively. It's like, well, why? It's got 4 cannons on it. Why can't I just turn it down to look at and just mince everything in front of me? It didn't make any sense. I could potentially understand the missile variants of them because they've normally got a guidance system suitable for shooting down aircraft or something like that, which is fair enough. But when it's a Hydra, it's like, well, just roll the old sight down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like the
Flak 88.
Flak 88,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, just a bit more fun. Less fascisty.
Less fascisty.
Actually, I don't know, it's not that much less, is it?
I don't know. I think 40k's got a bit of that in it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
but in a fantasy world fun way.
In a fun, happy way. A good way to get into other games is to do a bit of narrative gameplay, mixing up the systems. A few firefights using kill team or 40k boarding actions or zone metas and heresy. Yeah, exactly. I think it just breaks it up as well because you end up like I love my infantry models. Just the basic legionnaires I think are amazing. It's quite nice to have different groups in there as well. Like what I'm doing with the 83rd at the moment. The ones I'm painting have got the like black bits of armor. So they're all slightly different, and you've got NIDs as well. That'd be quite fun.
I'll
have different fun theme narrative.
Well, once I've got the 500 points painted, I think we should potentially have a little 500 point game with them. I think that'll be quite fun. I don't even know what else I get in this. I assume they've got a list. No, because next time it's the next edition is the Infernus Marines. So yeah.
Have you done Infernus Marines already?
No, not done any of them. I've got Pyre Blasters in my Crusader squads. Because you can add 2 to them to the Crusader squads. However, the nice thing about that, it means that if I don't want to run Infernus, I've got 2 extra stuff for another Crusader squad as options, which is quite nice because I'm not. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever run just a 5-man Infernus squad on its own. It seems a bit. Well, I haven't checked what their rules are actually, because I assume they have some benefit for being like a Flame and Marine squad. Let's have a little look here.
Have a little look.
What is the old Infernus special rule? Infernus squad. Here we go. Incendiary Terror. In your shooting phase, after this unit is shot, you can select one enemy infantry unit hit by one or more of those attacks made by a Pyre Blaster, and they take a battle shock. Great.
Ooh.
Oh well. Orkster, welcome along. Thank you for coming to join us. I know
Hello, Orkster.
Unfortunately, you might not catch too much more of the stream because it is almost our wrap-up time, but thank you for at least popping in. It's been a little while since we spoke to you, so thank you. And I see you were one of the people that got involved with some of the Tales of a War Tales, because I can see you've got a Blood Bowl post in there for your stuff, which is good. And actually, I will just quickly shout out, so hopefully everyone can see the screen still. I don't know. Yeah, good. So just to shout out a few other people that have started stuff. So obviously, Captain Jack's got something in there. Orcs has got something in there. I can see Aaron has dropped some stuff in there. And Rules Lawyer's got a little post going in there as well. And Friend of Inquest has also got a post. So really good to see that you've all got involved with that. So yeah, well done. That's that.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Well done, everybody.
I want to see your progress and see what's going on that. And hopefully when Jack's got a few more details, we can start spreading a bit more information about it and get get a kind of an idea of what people are doing and kind of shout you out each week, which I think will be really good. And anyone else who wants to do it, please head over to Discord. I'm going to post it in again just in case there's any new people or people that haven't signed up to Discord. I hope everyone here has, because I think the majority
Tell
of
a
people,
friend.
most people have. Just click that link. It'll dump you into our Discord. We can get you added into the members area, and then you can see all of the wonderful other chats that are going on. I think it's a really good way for you guys to showcase what you're doing as a part of thing, and that way, any challenges that we do in the future or pledges and things like that, we can kind of maybe gear towards each people's armies, and especially with a points-based system, it gives a bit more freedom to potentially sort of not just go, you're a winner, you're a winner, you're a winner, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I think the problem is, Tom, that everyone who does take part in one of our challenges is a winner. And those who don't, unfortunately, are losers.
And don't forget, by the way, guys, don't be intimidated by when we say like a competition or a challenge or something like that. Honestly, we're just encouraging the hobby. If you don't feel like you're good enough to paint, or your modeling's not up to scratch, the point is to do it so you do get better, or you try and make things better in your army. That's how it works, or in whatever you're doing in your army, your Blood Bowl team, your kill team. We're not trying to promote this a competitive thing where you're going, oh, you've got to do it this.
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
Everyone is at a different level. We said this time and time again. People come to this hobby at the basis level, and some people, naturally, some people have very natural skill at painting, which is fair. Some people have very natural skill at modelling. Some people have to develop those skills. I know I have, because it was definitely not one of my strong. Painting for me was something that did not come particularly naturally. I had to really work at it to get to a certain standard. But also get into the mindset of saying I've got to paint this as well is another thing. It's not. But back in the day, Dom's probably guilty of this. Well, we used to collect armies which were just grey. And I think one day, I was honestly, but one day I think we both said, well, especially when we started the channel, we're not going to play with unpainted armies anymore where we can avoid it. And that was a big thing for both of us, because it really pushed us to say, if I actually want to use this on a video, or if I want to use this in a game, I've got to get it done. And that was good.
Yeah, but I think, like you're saying about the challenges, I think what's quite key to remember is that you are just building up your tool set, and your armies getting painted gradually. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I put up a work in progress picture up on our Facebook and our Instagram, and I hate it. I absolutely hated it, because I was like, whip, I don't like doing it, but I was like, I'm going to put it up because I don't normally put these up, and even now look at it, I'm like, oh gosh, no,
don't worry about it.
It's fine, but I look at a model now and I'm like, look, actually, I'll tell you what, I'll take a picture of one of the models tonight that I put up, and they're pretty much completed. I've just got to put the transfers on, and then you can see that, like, cool, it was at this stage, it's now at this stage. So if your model, I'm not an expert painter by far, but if your model was looking like my whip model, you just got to keep going. Don't just stop. Yeah. Just keep pushing yourself and going a bit further. And then likewise, I mean, someone might put a picture up and I'll be like, okay, well, if I keep pushing myself, I'll slowly get better. So just enjoy it. It's a journey that we're all doing together. It's all fun. We're all supportive. Happy times.
And yes, Bad Ab War, Captain Jack. Bad Ab War is awesome. And rules like absolutely awesome setting. And it's a shame. I might have to come up with something that we can do, like a Black Toad Bad Ab War setting or something. That'd be quite cool. Everyone paint up a unit and we'll all get together and play a big game of it or something.
Bedabbed.
We've been bedabbed. Black Toad bedabbed.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Right.
I think. Yeah. Shall we call it there, Thomas?
Yeah, and apologies, Orcs. I know you've only just joined us, but hopefully you might be able to catch us next time, and we can have a bit more chit chat back and forth. And thank you all very much for all of you chatting in chat tonight and contributing to the stream this evening. So, and yeah, Rules Lawyer, that would be awesome, man. We'd love to meet you. And anyone else, you're always welcome. Just reach out to either me or Dom in Discord, and if we can sort a date out, it doesn't necessarily. You might not catch both of us depending on times, but if either one of us will definitely sort something out. So, not a problem. We're more than happy to have you guys down. And if you don't want to film a game, not a problem. We can just play a game. If you're happy to have your things on camera, we'd love to film a game with you because it's wonderful to have other people on the channel when we can. It's not something we've done an awful lot of recently because just I think we just got out doing it really. I think we've drifted into other avenues of doing stuff. So that's it. Okay.
I'll see you soon, Jack.
He's gonna get that 20 quid off you.
Yeah, oh no. Cool. Anyway, guys,
Yes.
thank you very much for watching. I am always Dom, and the guy over there is.
I'm still Tom.
We're Black Toast
Legend.
Studios.
Indeed, we
So
will.
thank you very much for watching.
And we'll catch you
And we'll see
next
you
week.
next time.
Very well.